All right, coming up next, it is our main event, a matchup for the UFC Women's Bantamweight title. All right, now let's get to the tail of the tape for this Women's Bantamweight Championship fight. So more than 10 years apart, these two fighters, with similar height and some differences in reach. Here.
Are you ready? You ready?
Scheduled for 5 rounds if need be. All right, so here we go with round 1 of this UFC Women's Bantamweight Championship fight. This is the fight that fans really wanted to see. The consensus top 2 135ers in the world. The champion doesn't necessarily see it that way. She believes she is a level up. She has defended the title in the past. That is a great... Oh! Huge right hand! All right, here we go. First round is underway. She's one of the better submission specialists in the game at present. So look for her to go for the... Oh! Oh!
She's out!
That is it.
Beautiful strike here to end the fight early in the first.
Yeah, Joe, outstanding technique by her to land that shot and finish the fight here in the first round. Sometimes when you catch a fighter cold before she's had a chance to get going in the fight, it can have a more pronounced effect. That is certainly the case in this fight here tonight. What a result, what a knockout.
Let's see that from another angle. And here we see it again. Boom! Right on the button.
So there she is, folks, a woman who now needs no introduction, the UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion of the world, getting it done by knockout and with major style points here tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Lavigne has called a stop to this contest at 59 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by knockout, and still the undisputed UFC Bantamweight Champion of the world, the Destroyer.
Well, she came in as the undisputed UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion, and Joe, that is exactly the way she goes out after dusting the #1 contender here tonight by knockout. What a moment in the corner right now as they celebrate arguably the biggest win of her UFC career, and it's going to take a major effort, Joe, from another woman here at 135 pounds to dethrone the champion. Congratulations to the still UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion of the world.
Some paths must eventually cross. And as two of the greatest fighters in the UFC kept dominating their opposition, it was inevitable that this moment would come. When the octagon door closes for tonight's Superfight, the talk will be over, and the entire sports world will come to a halt. This is no ordinary fight. It's a battle between two champions, willing to put their own divisional crowns on the line to prove themselves worthy to be on top. And when the dust settles, there can only be one winner, a queen with 2 crowns.
Coming up next, a matchup for the UFC Women's Bantamweight Division title. Our tail of the tape for this, our main event of the evening. So more than 10 years apart, these two fighters. Some differences in height and reach.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
All right, here we go. UFC Women's Bantamweight title is on the line. All right, so here we go. Early on in this fight, going to be very interesting to see some of the discrepancies you saw in the tail of the tape.
Oh! Body kick, look at that. This could be it. Big shots.
Oh! Whoa! Well, she's up, but she looks hurt. Now goes in and secures the takedown.
Nice. Now she's in half guard. Big punches here.
Jacek gets caught with that punch.
Full mount. Beautiful elbow there. That was a hard elbow there by the champion.
And very effective with the ground and pound.
These are absolutely vicious elbows.
Well, she's on her back. We'll see if she can set up that rear naked choke.
That choke is deep. Any second now, she might be forced to tap. That rear naked choke is locked in tight. Outstanding. Great job in establishing that submission.
Well, no doubt it was quick, and you knew if she could take this fight to the ground that her opponent was going to be in trouble. So the takedown comes early, and so does the submission win. You know she's got great instincts when it comes to finishing fights. Once she gets them to the canvas, safe to say mission accomplished for her here tonight.
And let's see it again here. You can see her struggling, trying to work free, and eventually blacks out. Perfect rear naked choke. And one last time, excellent technique on that choke for the submission victory.
So there she is as the celebration continues in the corner. The queen of the 135ers, the UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion, your winner tonight by way of submission. What a way to get the job done and leave with the UFC gold.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Yves Levine has called a stop to this contest at 1 minute, 55 seconds of the very first round. For the winner by submission, and still the undisputed UFC Bantamweight Champion of the world, the Destroyer.
So after an emphatic submission win here tonight, she remains the UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion. And this arguably is her most dominant performance here tonight. A lot of people thought this was a qualified, credentialed #1 contender, and she was, but she proved no match for the champion here tonight, and the celebration is on. Hard to blame them after this result here tonight. Congratulations to the and still UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion of the world. All right, coming up next, it is our main event, a matchup for the UFC Women's Bantamweight title. Our tail of the tape for this, our main event of the evening. Well, how about the age discrepancy here? More than 15 years apart with similar height and reach.
You ready to fight? Ready.
All right, here we go with this championship fight. Will we crown a new UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion tonight? Let's find out. So she now goes in and secures the takedown.
Lands a nice left. Beautiful body shot there, too. Full mount. Beautiful elbow there. That was a hard elbow there by the champion.
As the ground strikes continue to pile up.
Oh, elbow to the head. Nice.
Elbows landing now, making all these shots count. Holm gets hit with that elbow. You don't want to take too many more of those. Working from the top now, nice elbow there. Oh, she's doing some serious damage with these elbows now, Joe. And very effective with the ground and pound. Gets the elbow up into the target. All right, the referee not seeing enough action there. We go back to the center of the octagon now. Well, she left her body wide open, Joe, and as such, she paid for it there. Beautifully placed and landed kick to the body. Let's see if she makes the...
She's in a position right now to try to attack with a submission. It looks like that heel hook is locked into place.
And this might... And there it is!
Beautiful job in setting up the leg lock for the finish.
Yeah, Joe, we know you can appreciate that high-level technique. It's one thing to get your hand raised by decision. It's another thing to get a win by leg lock in modern-day mixed martial arts. Trap the opponent's leg beautifully, and there was only one thing left to do. That was for her to tap out. Nicely done.
Let's see it from another angle. Beautiful technique here on display with this heel hook. And finally, one more time, no choice but to tap.
So there she is as the celebration continues in the corner. The queen of the 135ers, the UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion, your winner tonight by way of submission. What a way to get the job done and leave with the UFC gold.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Herb Dean has called a stop to this contest at 2 minutes, 23 seconds of the very first round. Declaring the winner by tap out due to a heel hook, and still the undisputed UFC Bantamweight Champion of the world, the Destroyer.
So after an emphatic submission win here tonight, she remains the UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion, and this arguably is her most dominant performance here tonight. A lot of people thought this was a qualified, credentialed #1 contender, and she was, but she proved no match for the champion here tonight, and the celebration is on. Hard to blame them after this result here tonight. Congratulations to the and still UFC Women's Bantamweight Champion of the world.